I want to talk with you specifically about one of the people that Rittenhouse dealt with, one of the people who he shot. And it's really interesting. You hear the prosecution talk about this. It is like you're watching kind of Bizarro World where everything's reversed, where good's bad, up's down, left's right. If you listen to the prosecutors talk, they've found themselves in the unenviable position of defending a convicted pedophile who was chasing a 17-year-old child and trying to track him down and do physical harm to him.
It's so bad.
And so we've all thought, oh, well, maybe the physical harm was just going to be beating him. And as we'll see, that's what one of the prosecutors think. If I were Rittenhouse and I knew this guy's record, I would not be afraid of being beaten so much as I would being pedophiled, being molested. But we know what this guy is. We know what Rittenhouse is. Rittenhouse is a 17-year-old. His dad lived in the city. Rittenhouse went there wanting to try to help protect businesses and provide medical attention if he could, if it was needed. And we also know this guy's background. But if you're watching the establishment media, you may not know his background. We've got it, though. Run that first clip, please, from Tucker.
Joseph Rosenbaum was charged by a grand jury with 11 counts of child molestation, including forcible sodomy. This wasn't, he was 19 and he had a 17-year-old girlfriend. No. He raped children. The victims were 5 boys between the ages of 9 and 11. Ultimately, Rosenbaum was sentenced to 10 years in prison for this. When he got out of prison, Rosenbaum destroyed his ankle monitor, the one he was required to wear. The day he died, Rosenbaum had an open case for domestic abuse. They're defending this guy. Just hours before he threatened to kill Kyle Rittenhouse, Rosenbaum had been released from a mental hospital. He's being treated for some sort of disorder, obviously. He tried to go back to his fiancée, but she had a no-contact order after she pressed charges against him a month earlier for hitting her.
You're supposed to protect the people from criminal elements. You've got a 17-year-old who may have broken one law, maybe. And you've got a convicted child rapist.
Yeah.
The kids were 9 to 11. 5 kids?
5
9 to 11 years of age.
Jeez.
He illegally possesses a gun. He is chasing a minor. The minor doesn't shoot him down in cold blood. The minor doesn't shoot him from 100 yards away. They get close. The minor is defending himself. It's either go to fisticuffs with this guy who is 30-something. And let me tell you, a 30-something-year-old guy versus a 17-year-old guy, even if there's a power differential, I'm going to go with the older guy every time. I would be scared for my life, legitimately scared. And even if Rittenhouse didn't know the guy's background, which he didn't at the time, he didn't know the guy's full background. He may have seen the guy setting fires and that sort of thing. But he'd still do well to essentially run for his life. And when that guy comes after you, armed, he is a threat to you. But what a weird position. If you're the prosecutor, you're having to defend the pedophile.
I was actually talking to my mom about this the other day on the phone. I was like, for a prosecution, one, to be in this trial alone in the position he is defending a side that doesn't really have a case, and then to find out who he is defending did what he did. It's like, what do you do with that? In his position, I mean, it's his job, but what do you do? I wouldn't know. I'd be stunned.
Again, Tucker had a great observation that essentially the narrative has changed. And they changed the narrative on the fly really fast, so it's easy to catch it this time. Remember, this was originally racist. This was a white kid killing a black guy at a BLM event. It was all race fueled. Then it turns out all of these people are white. So now he's a white anti-black racist killing white people.
They're anti-white. They're anti-whatever racist, but then they're also screaming the N-word over and over and over again.
Very,
it's so weird.
It's weird. Clearly reaching. But anyway, when that fell apart, the narrative changed. Let's pick it up with Tucker.
Notice the change here, though. This case has gone from white supremacist hunts down and executes BLM protesters, right, like it was a racial case, everyone's white, to the new theme, which is that teenager should have accepted his beating from the child molester arsonist who was chasing him and threatening to kill him. And because he didn't, he needs to go to jail. Once again, very clear message. Submit.
Submit.
Stupid. Oh,
That's
man.
it. Submit. That is the new tack. And that's how they want you to deal with this. Your question was, how does the prosecution deal with this? The answer is submit.